Okay, so here we are back with our solo playthrough of um, into Kryptgarden Forest, and we left off with the nightmare. A towering, reanimated corpse of a giant staggers forward through the mist, its body a patchwork of rotting flesh and mutilated corpses that have been sewn into the creature's hulking frame. The giant drags a wooden club at its side. The club is slick with fresh blood. The undead creature lumbers forward, each step causing the ground to tremble. It reaches towards the husk of a collapsed home, tearing down one of the structure's brittle walls with a rotted, meaty fist. What is that thing? Vater asks, his eyes growing wide with fright. This foe is beyond you, Tathalan shouts. Do not try to fight it. Run. The giant wrenches a metal stove free from the wreckage of the ruined home. It raises its arm. Tathalan is actually the guy that got pinned beneath a boulder, so we're going to help him because there's no way we're going to just run. Vata kneels beside Tathalan, gripping one edge of the boulder with his hands. The rogue grunts with exertion as he lifts the one corner of the large rock. A shadowed gap appears between the stone and the muddy turf of the stable yard. You can vaguely discern the bloody remnants of Tathalan's shattered leg within. Tathalan's spear rests nearby. Snatching up the weapon, you rush to assist Vata. You slam one end of the spear into the opening that your ally created. You push up on the spear with all your might, hoping to use the leverage to free the elf from beneath the heavy boulder. Make an athletics check. Well, we actually have proficiency in athletics, so we're going to do that now. Spinning our d20, and we roll a 15 in total, and we meet the DC 14, so leverage. Using the spear, you manage to pry the heavy stone away from Tathalan's leg. The appendage is bloody and mangled. Shattered remnants of bone protrude from beneath. The elf's torn skin and trousers. Go to another projectile. A blur of motion draws your attention. You turn just in time to witness a metal stove tumbling through the air in your direction. Make a ranged attack roll 1d20 plus 5 against your AC. Our AC is 16. 8 plus 5 is 13. Even if I wasn't carrying or holding up my shield, which I'm probably not, I would still have an AC of 14, so that doesn't hit. Does the attack hit? No. Another miss. You jump to the side and roll across the ground. The stove crashes into the air, spraying rocks and dirt into the air. Is Tathalan still trapped? No. Go to expeditious retreat. Come on, we have to move, Vata shouts as the half-elf and Nomi help Tathalan to his feet. Vata looks you in the eyes. You need to keep that thing off us while I get them to safety. If anyone can best this beast, it's you. My pleasure. Okay, Vata and Nomi now really like me. Vata is now at 4. And Nomi is at 2. A nightmare in daylight. Let's see. Okay, do I have this one? Yeah, I do. Okay, so let's move this to the side. Okay, so let's see who we have. We have the giant. Oh, so this is Murani and Yasha. This is Pentamai, and this is where I stand. Okay. So, let's do this. So he's like 4 squares big, like so. Then we have, is he 4 squares big? No, he's bigger than that, isn't he? He's like 6 squares big. So we're going to make him a little bigger, like so. Then we have Pentamai, who is actually 4 squares big. He's going to stand here. And then we have, since I cannot actually shift anymore, we're going to use this token. I wonder why they are so big. They're 4 and 4. Okay. So, and we're just going to take these to represent. Actually, he's a bit bigger. He's like this. Okay, so Pentama is here. This one is here. And we're going to duplicate it. So that's them. And I stand somewhere. I'm the smallest of them all. I stand here. Okay. Well, what could possibly go wrong? Yeah, that's about it. So more like here, but yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah. Okay. So I have my current hit points are, I noted this down. My current hit points are 28. Okay. So, the undead hill giant has AC 13. He's got 105 hit points. And he has 2 great club attacks. And that's 2 attacks plus 5 1d8 plus 5. Okay. The objective of this battle is to deal a specific amount of damage before the giant is able to defeat you and your allies. Once you and your beast companions have dealt a total of 100 points of damage to the giant, you may proceed to the options prompt. Beast companions. To streamline the fight, Pentamai and Tathalan's tigers close to melee range and deal a total of 25 points of slashing damage to the undead giant every round on initiative count 10. Being hit. Okay, so basically they have an armor class of 10 for the beasts. The question is, do we have hit points for... We have hit points for Pentamai, but do we have hit points for the tigers? So we will just do we have hit points for the tigers? We don't. Okay, I'll have to check if I have a tiger in the handbook. Let's see. Tiger. They've got 37 hit points. So Pentamai and Tiger 1 and Tiger 2. So they each have 37. Pentamai has 34. Okay. And I've got 28. So let's see. They basically go at 10. I'm gonna go on an initiative of 4. Okay, so we've got the our companions, they go at 10. I go at 4. And the giant goes on a Dex -1 on a 17, so he goes first. And since he is surrounded by 3 enemies, what he's going to do is he's going to take a mighty swing. Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from the giant must make a dexterity saving throw 13. Okay, so essentially he cannot do a multi-attack and a swing. This is the one thing he can do, but it does make perfect sense that he does it. So, let's see. Now we do need values. There's nothing we can streamline about it. Pentamai has a dex of 10. Is it a dex save? It is, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so Pentamai goes first. And he rolls this is cocked. He rolls an 18, so Pentamai is fine. So Pentamai rolls an DC 18, and the other 2, the tigers, I should have actually left this open, and I did not. They have a dexterity of +2, so the first one rolls a natural 20, so he's fine, and the second one rolls a natural 20 as well, so they are both fine. So what was that thing? On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't pushed or knocked prone. So they each take 2d8 + 5. So we're going to roll 2d8. That is a 7. 11 + 5 is 16. So Pentamai, so the 2 tigers are now at 21 each, and Pentamai is at 24, 18. And now it is their turn. And they do a combined 25. So now the giant is at 85. So now it is my turn. Let's see. I believe I cast one spell. Oh, I've got my wand of magic missiles. And that will hit. So let me just do something right quick. So we are going to use our magic missile. So we do 3 because it's 3 darts. So we do 3 points of damage outright, and then we do 3d4s. So the first one is a 1. The second d4 is also a 1. And the third d4 is a 2. So we do 7 points of damage. So he's now at 78. Now we see if he recharges his swing. And on a 4 he does not, because he would recharge, on a 3 he does not, because he would recharge on a 5 or 6. So now he can do 2 attacks. Let's just take a look, and he is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to target this wolf, and he rolls +5 to hit. And that, that was wrong. And that's an 11. That does not hit because their armor class is 12. And he tries again. And on a 9, he also doesn't hit. So that was good. So now they do combined another 25. So he's now down to 53. And that was our first charge expended. So we have let me check. Because I do have a couple of spell slots left. No, actually I didn't. I actually never cast a spell, I only cast a cantrip. So let's take a look at the druid, and we want cantrips and first and second level, without the word magic. And what can we have? We're going to use Ice Knife. So we are going to make a ranged spell attack, which is +5. And on a 16, let's see if we hit this guy. Yes, we do. He takes 1d10 piercing damage. It's 4. So now he's 49. And now within 5 feet. Now the thing is, and this is where this map comes in handy, he is big. So 5 feet, these are all safe because I targeted him in the middle. And then he takes 2d6. He needs to succeed on a saving throw, dex saving throw. So let's roll a d20. And on a 10, let's see what his dex is. Oh, -1, so never mind. So he takes 2d6. That's a 5. And that's another 5, so he's down 10 points. So he's now at 39. And now it's him again. And he now gets to check, can he recharge his swing? On a 3, he does not. So he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, he's actually going to, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's a 5. So again, he targets this one. Let's see. He rolls a 20. That's a hit on his dirty 20. And that's a 1d8 plus 5. And that's a 5, so that's 10. So Tiger 2 is now down to 11 hit points, and then he does it again. And on an 18, he does hit. And he does a 1d8 plus 5, and it's another 10. The wolf, the tiger is still standing with 1 hit point, and we all know hit points don't mean you are bloodied or anything. It just means at some point you will drop to 0 and then things happen. So now the guys are going to take a combined 25. So we bring them down to 14. And now it's us again. Okay, I could 1d8. We need to bring him down to 5. If I use... Okay, I'm going to use my magic missile wand again. So I do 3 out of the box, and then we're going to spin our d4, and that's a 4 for the first dart, and a 3 for the second. We're rolling really well, or spinning really well, and the last one is another 3. So we do 6, 10, 13, so this brings him down to 1 hit point, but we only needed to reduce him to 5, so we have succeeded. The grotesque creature topples forward, collapsing to the ground with a loud thud. The earth shakes beneath your feet. A rotten stench begins to fill the air as thick fluids leak from the undead giant and spill out onto the ground. You cautiously approach the undead giant, moving adjacent to the creature. You have fought creatures like this before. You know that to ensure that this creature is truly defeated, you must sever its head or burn their remains. The giant spasms violently, raising a meaty fist into the air. You watch in horror as one eye blinks open. With a sudden burst of speed, the giant's hand slams down on top of you, knocking you from your feet and pushing you into the mud. The putrid stench of your enemy causes you to gag. Rainwater and mud begins to spill over your clothes and into your mouth as you are pushed further into the earth. You let out an anguished gurgle and attempt at a cry for help. You hear a ferocious roar, and the giant's hand goes limp. Silence follows as cold droplets of rain fall across your face through the large gaps between the giant's fingers. Through the vision that is quickly fading, you witness a familiar figure standing over you, pulling you free from the giant's grasp. Rolf's face is bloody, his clothing soaked with rain. As your vision goes dark, you feel yourself thrown over the shoulder of your ally and watch as the bouncing image of Verland disappears into the mist and rain. A crackling fire. Did what we could, hopefully it was enough. You awake with a start. Your hearing is muffled, your head throbs with pain. You try to sit up and find that you are wrapped in a heavy wool blanket. Darkness surrounds you. A faint orange glow flickers nearby. Please, do not try to move. A familiar female voice says. You feel strong hands press you back down. Silver pinpricks of light sparkle through a forest canopy ahead. As your vision clears, you notice Nomi leaning over you. Shh, just rest, she says. Dark circles surround her eyes. Finally awake? Vata's voice is worried. You see a flicker of movement out of the corner of your eye. Yes, he is. Tell your friend to relax. Nomi says. Strong as an ox, that one, Rolsk says in a low rumble. Vata strides into view. The hood of his cloak is thrown back. His face is specked with dried blood and dirt. The tips of the half-elf's pointed ears protrude from his long dark hair. Just take it easy, he says. We thought we'd lost you. You're safe, Rolsk says. from somewhere nearby, and we've come to the conclusion you have the luck of the gods on your side. Any other person would have been a pile of jelly after taking a hit like that. Luckily, Rolsk intervened, Vater adds. Yeah. He looks back over his shoulder, towards the flickering orange glow. You hear the crackling of a campfire. Ask where we are. We're about a day's journey from Verland, Nomi says, just inside the northwestern border of Kryptgarden Forest. The campfire spits and crackles, casting shadows. Ask about Tathalan. You've been asleep for 3 days, Vater replies. We thought the worst at first, but Nomi was able to stabilize you, and Tathalan did what he could in his weakened state. And then the fool took off on his own, headed for those ruins, Rolsk says with a grunt. He went after Shandriel. Nomi interjects. Who's she again? The ruins of the Center Rim have been operating out of are known as Bleakfall Keep, and what worries me is that Tathalan has yet to return. The Zentarim have also disappeared without a trace. History check 15, I have no idea. Probably, possibly. Sorry, I need to spin from the other side. On an 11, I know nothing. Yeah. I've never heard of it. You fail to recall hearing anything in your travels related to Bleakfall Keep, though it sounds ominous. Go to history lesson. Tathalan took me to the outskirts of this place many years ago. He said that it had a dark history and that I should avoid the horrors that haunt its depths. Nomi's face is grim in the flickering firelight, and she pauses a moment before continuing. I have to tell you something. Tathalan grew worried after he discovered that this was where Shandriel and I were being held captive. She looks at you, her face masked by the shadows. Tathalan said he only went into Bleakfall once, but he found evidence of a doorway to another plane buried deep beneath the ruins. So it's true then. Vatar's voice is nearly a whisper, half lost in thought. The Watchers of Shadewreath are real. You're one of them, aren't you? The half-elf strides into view, silhouetted by the firelight. Nomi nods her head slowly. We vow to maintain order and balance between the material plane and the plane of shadow. What exactly is Malisar involved in, Nomi? Nomi sighs. What we know so far is that he has awakened something beneath Bleakfall, something evil. And this evil is what is creating these hybrid creatures, these turned. Nomi nods once more, and now this evil has either consumed them all or swept them into the Shadowfell. Vatar walks towards the fire, shaking his head. He stares quietly into the burning embers. Well, there's only one way to find out. Congratulations! We have completed Chapter 2. The problem is Chapter 3 is nowhere to be found. I don't know if it was ever written. But this was fun. I hope you enjoyed it as well. I've got another one lined up that is different and written by somebody different, and I will have to create a 3rd level character. In theory, I could take, or maybe I should just take Meredith. I mean, she is level 3. I'm going to take Meredith and play her, and then we can just keep going. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this and talk to you soon. Bye.